topic is getting paying clients. I think this is normally the elephant in the room because you can have skills, but then, or there is this capability, but then how do you monetize it? That has always been a very big question, which I think most people don't have a very clear answer to that. So today we will be simplifying it, making it very simple so that most of us understand. And it's just very clear. You can have skill without visibility, which then makes the skills invisible. And I think this has become the reality in the AI world, because we are able to do a lot, but then how do we then connect that value to the market? That's a big one. So what most of us, and I think we all started there, like way back, you learn endlessly, you never launch anything, you build skills, no one knows about you. You know, you wait until you feel ready, you overthink every step, you know, and then you never make any money. And this happens at all levels, at the freelancer level, at business level, at whichever level, at department level. We want to take initiatives, but we want to overthink. Will management approve this and those kinds of stuff? But you know, what you really want to be doing is showing up, making offers, solving real painful problems, talking to clients daily, and executing before you feel ready. Because the market really rewards solutions and not tools, and it rewards action, not preparation. I know we are always told opportunity meets preparation, but then the action is where the rubber meets the road. And just to even expound on that further is that businesses buy outcomes and they don't buy AI. I know all of us are really like talking of AI, this and this around AI, whatever. But businesses buy outcomes, and I think we all agree. They want more visibility, they want better branding, they want more leads, and ultimately they want more sales and more customers. And if even here, when let's say we all maybe want to run agencies, the ultimate goal is actually to get sales, to make money, and to get customers and build relationships with these customers, and that makes you feel good and feel like a human being actually. So what's the fastest way to really do this? And the framework is very simple. You want to pick a niche, one niche, solve one pain for them, and then offer one clear solution. So you don't want to at the start, you want to be as differentiated as possible. For example, you could say restaurants is where you want to focus on. So you'll just talk to restaurants, and then you will understand what's the pinpoint within restaurants when it comes to visibility, positioning online, and then how can I use now AI to really solve that problem for them, right? So you can pick real estate, you can pick gyms, you can pick coaching, it's just endless when it comes to this. But the frameworks need to be very clear. One niche, one problem, one solution. For example, I do I help restaurants get more reservations using AI marketing. I do marketing for everyone every single time, so mistakes we don't want to make is trying to offer everything. You don't want to be in learning mode forever, and you don't want to build before selling. So selling is very important. Starting to build your, for example, right now with AI and Ndovesha AI, you can design a website, but first even talk to people who need websites, identify people within your circle who wants website, and then just pitch them then and even close a deal even before you start designing it in Ndovesha. So clarity closes deals. So how do we then create the offers? Offers are everything. Like for example, for us in Ndovesha, what do? We're telling people you can design even if you don't know. You can build a website even if you don't know how to build a website, right? You just need to talk to our AI agent, and it's very differentiated. It just creates a website. it can create a flyer. Every agent is very differentiated. So, for example, so in this case, if you take restaurants, I help restaurants get more reservations through AI-powered social media content and promotions. If it's gyms and coaching and that side of things, I help fitness coaches grow their client base with AI-powered branding, content, and lead generation. Or real estate, I help real estate agents attract more buyers using AI-generated listings, posts, and ad creatives. You're tying what you're doing with the outcome also. That's very important. So what can you do using Ndovesha? And we'll be showcasing this in the next few minutes after I finish this presentation. It's quite deep and very well thought. I hope it's opening your mind on this. But the team will also showcase AI. How do you do social media content using Ndovesha? How do you do a website? How do you do a logo? How do you do a flyer? And that. And you want to provide all this value to help now manage their marketing, their campaigns and their content, basically, right? So, but most importantly, we want to get clients. What's the simplest way to really go about this? I'm very sure most of us have contacts, maybe bare minimum like 500 of them. Within those 500 contacts, you probably know a few business owners. You can WhatsApp them, right? We all have Instagram profiles. We have followers, people who follow us. It means there's a relationship already. You want to DM them. You want referrals, when you walk into businesses or people who have businesses, they can refer you. We all have LinkedIn. You can DM people you've connected with, Twitter, X, that is, Facebook groups, and the list is endless. But we all have a gold mine if we just look internally on already existing relationships. You start there. Of course, over time, you want to grow your marketing even as an agency. Like you'll run also your own ads and campaigns to just grow it further. But for the first clients, you want to get them from your just circles. And you want to start local because this is where you get to train your muscle and just get experience in serving them and validating that you can offer value end to end using AI now and not. We did a webinar previously, I think a couple of weeks ago, like a month ago, and a lady was saying she gets these website deals, but then she has to give people who really keep a lot to design for her, and she now works from a very disadvantaged point. And she tried our website agent, and she was like, "Oh, this is what these guys do for me," and like now I can do it on my own. Yeah, so those are the capabilities of AI, and I think a lot of people are not aware of them and how you can serve people, and you can just basically you don't need now any technical. Like people used to, I wanted to get into web design like 4 years ago, I probably needed to spend like 1 to 2 years before I just become, getting started within the space. So yeah, but yeah, as we are saying, local businesses, you can check their businesses. They barely post on social media, or their posts are just very, they are neither here nor there. They have poor branding, a logo that just looks terrible. The website takes 5 minutes to load. Those are the low-hanging fruits. Means they have the will to be online, but they are underserved, or rather they are not getting quality service. That is where you want to start. These are sample, these are very practical copies you can use. Let's say, you have somebody on your WhatsApp, you think, hey, so-and-so, I noticed your restaurant isn't posting consistently on Instagram. I help restaurants attract more customers using AI-generated content. Can I show you a quick example I made for your brand? That's pretty much really works. I mean, I've used these scripts to close clients to our business, so I know they actually work. Instagram DM, love what you're building. I specialize in AI-powered marketing for niche this and this. It could be real estate. I put together a sample post for your page. I want want me to send it over? No charge, just want to show you what's possible. I mean, this is really good copies. And for people who start using Ndovesha and build agencies, we will really do very personalized coaching and helping them in marketing and all this. So there's this, we are very intentional with building this as helping people build agencies around AI. So content creates clients. You also want to build your own personal brand, but as we've said, you don't want to over-engineer it at the start. You want to start very small, as we want to lean in on the action side. So, but some of the things you probably would be very necessary to document as you start. Before and after, once you serve a client, you want to showcase where they were and where you've taken them, the results. Like, for example, there's a client who we rolled out who is using our Ndovesha for their website, and probably I can just share their website on the chat. And they do coaching. Let me show you what we did for them, and you guys can just. So we created this website for them. They used Ndovesha really to create this website, and you can be looking at that website. The first month, actually, that business has made, it's quite a huge figure. I know some of you probably will. She made over like around $10,000 in the first month, but she's been in the game for a very long time. So, I mean, it's, and her pages are have quite a huge following, but I think all of us start somewhere, and you can serve such a client. And I mean, we just made that website like a month ago, and immediately they started getting revenue because they had a lot of demand, but they didn't have a way to just showcase their products and then enable people to buy. So that's a very good case study. So showcase client results and testimonials, behind the scenes, wins, milestones, lessons learned, free tips, mini tutorials, your journey from day one. I think these are just things that, we all market, your marketing needs to, you need to be privy of, because attention is the new currency and everybody is online. So you have to be very intentional when it comes to, you want to do this seriously, you want to document, you want to be intentional, and it needs to be purpose driven. I think you're not just doing it for the sake of, let's say, just making money or income or revenue. It's because you genuinely want to empower people. So that's very important. And how you also want to grow your brand in a professional way. So you build a simple portfolio. If you don't have any clients, you can, with Ndovesha, you can just create hypothetical clients, which you can, if it's restaurants, you pick restaurants or real estate. You can make a few websites using Ndovesha, make a few flyers, a few logos, and then you're able to showcase that as some of the work you can do. Like, it's very easy. The threshold to doing these things now have become very easy. As we've said, collect testimonials early, communicate fast, consistent branding. Again, you don't want to over-engineer your branding early on, but it's very important. Get a logo, open your social media pages, start posting, and be consistent. If you're selling branding, for example, your brand needs also to be quite exquisite. So what can Ndovesha do? And we'll showcase these things. You can do content generation, you can do designs, you can build websites for clients. For example, the one I've just shared, you can now roll out full campaigns, run their ads on Meta, on Google, on X, LinkedIn, and all that. You can write blog posts for them using AI, captions, flyers, posters, all these things Ndovesha enables you to do. This pricing is in dollars because I know we have people from different countries here, and I know it is translated to whichever currency. I think they are quite fair. And I know sometimes when you've never done this, they feel like you're overcharging, but once you realize you're creating value, for example, how much would that website be considering how much it's making money for the client? I mean, the product belongs to the client, yes, but the tool enables the client to make money. So don't be shy in charging, but again, the leverage is big. So because you can run even how many 10 clients alone now with AI, you have to see, and then it depends on the markets. Sometimes charging in Kenya, in Nigeria, in India, in South Africa, I think varies. In the US, I mean, it's just different. But I think these are indicative. You could now read your local market. You have dynamics there, and how. And number two, depending also on the client demands and whatever. Yeah. So, but these are indicative. For example, a website in Kenya, some people design you charge 50,000, some 30,000, some 100,000, some 200,000. So it depends. But really AI now, just Ndovesha is like your team. You can do this as a one-man show, and then it just becomes a snowball effect over time. Like you land a client, you deliver results, you collect a testimonial, you earn referral, you get retainers, which becomes your recurring revenue. And you grow into the game. So I think the window is open right now because we've done agency before, and the scaling it was just chaotic because you're scaling people and people are difficult. People, and this, I don't mean any bad thing. Not in a bad way. It's just the reality on the ground. Scaling people is just really tough. It's expensive to start with because scaling people means you're scaling salaries. Come on. But you see, for people, you will not wait to pay them. After 30 days, you have to pay them. But the client takes 90 days to pay. You see the dynamics of now scaling it. It was very hard before and then the level of automation pre-AI was just limited to a certain threshold. So we still relied on people who are experienced, who are really good at what they do. But I think that barrier is just breaking every day and day with AI becoming better and better. So AI adoption is accelerating. There's massive value opportunity in Africa, actually across the world, not just in Africa. Most businesses still don't know how to implement AI in whichever, like you assume in design it should be easy, but you still see all flyers looking the same, just straight from ChatGPT. So how do you help like a business make a realistic AI flyer? That's a realistic website using AI, a realistic ad creative using AI. And that's what Ndovesha really provides. I think people who have used it can really test, the proof is in the pudding is in the eating. So I know what we've tried to do, and they can do customized, what did I say? It can take your brand and create something that looks like that brand rather than it looks AI. So definitely action beats perfection, it beats preparation any day. So you want to start before you're ready. Speed to create momentum, and then momentum creates confidence. I think we really tried to simplify using this presentation, especially because everything lies on clients. If you bought Ndovesha today and you're just creating dummy websites for the next 2 months, 3 months, I don't think it helps so much if you don't get a paying client who now is able. It just makes sense. So your first client changes everything because it helps you to know for sure it validates the niche you've picked. Number 2, it validates the whole idea, and it just becomes you learn, and then you start learning on the ground now. So what we are saying, pick a niche, create demo pieces. It could be demo websites if you really want to offer websites to, let's say, for example, restaurants. Pick hypothetical restaurants and then send your, let's say, 10 outreach messages. It could be WhatsApp, Instagram, wherever, and then land your first client and then build it up from there, right? So drop clients in the chat if you really believe these sounds. I hope this really just really simplified it in a great way. So we will now demo how to do some of this stuff. Probably some of you have not used Ndovesha, you've not signed up, or you not so, and because I know the presentation has taken quite a bit of time, so we'll try to see how much we can do within the remaining next 30 minutes so that we can have time for Q&A. In the meantime, if you have any comments, questions, insights, drop them in the chat. I hope we are learning. So I'll invite Lawrence to probably help us design, pick a niche, Lawrence. You can design a logo, maybe an ad creative, a flyer, whatever. Like the agents are quite a number. So, and then Duncan will do for us a website for the same brand. Okay, all right.